Guys, welcome back to another Mod Review Monday. As you can see, we have made some adjustments to our Western Star, and that is because we're looking at something that is going to be pretty heavy today. We're going to be looking at the Kalyn Siebert, kind of two-in-one trailer, split trailer. I actually don't know the proper name for it, as well as a huge lowboy, like a 90-ton lowboy, something crazy. This is going to be by Kishadowalker Mods. We're going to be looking at version 1.6 today. I've seen a couple posts in Facebook groups, people asking about, best lowboys. They want to haul heavy. We've done a couple reviews on some lowboys, but I figured why not add another one that I would say kind of takes it to the next level. This mod will run you $30, and it comes with like 2 trailers, I guess you could say, and you'll see in a second. So here in the trailer purchase menu, as you can see, we have a new category, Kishadowalker Mods, and you have the Kalyn and the Kalyn Double. It honestly doesn't matter what you choose out here because you can select it in the trailer configuration menu, and I'll show you the difference in there because it's a bit easier to see. So here in our chain type is where you could actually change the type of trailer you're running. As you can see, this one has a pedestal on the front and the rear, and I will explain that in a little bit. But if we choose the single option, you see we get a more standard looking lowboy setup. Got the gooseneck, the lowboy deck, a Jeep, and a Stinger. Obviously, this is a huge setup here. It's not your normal trailer. It is extremely wide. The necks are super thick. There's a pony motor on the Jeep, as you can see, which I believe lifts the neck up. And we also have a pony motor on the Stinger, which in the up close and personal we'll try and see what it does, but there are 2 hydraulics here, so if I had to guess, you can actually steer the Stinger on this trailer. The customization for this one, as well as the split trailer, is what I'm calling the other one, are the same, so we'll go through the split trailer since it has a bit more and show you everything there. Alright, so here we are back with the split trailer. For our body options, there is just one, same with the other lowboy looking trailer. And for chassis on this one, we have 4 different options, but in reality it's 2, and I'll explain that real quick. So in the unloaded configuration, let's say you're driving to go pick up your load, this back section with these 6 axles connects to the front via this pin, and it pivots and it just connects right there. Now this is meant for extremely long loads, so when you're loaded, it actually separates like this, and the load will be secured to this pedestal on the front and to this pedestal on the back, and these 2 trailers actually connect by the load being strapped to them. So this is completely on its own. Now, when you buy the trailer, just do it in the unloaded configuration because you can adjust that in the F7 menu when you go to actually pick your load up. The regular lowboy only has 1 option. This one has 2, and the only difference is that it adds a Jeep in the front. So that same Jeep off the regular looking lowboy, you can add to this. And it is worth noting that checked, and the Jeep does not affect what loads you can get. So you could get the heaviest load without the Jeep if you want, but I mean, I'd probably recommend with the Jeep just to take some load off of your truck. For our paint jobs, pretty simple options here. We got jet black, brown, cyan, gray, red, white, wine, yellow, armor green, bravery red, graphite gray, and sea blue, which if you looked at the Peterbilt 352 by Kishadowalker, pretty sure those are all the same colors on the interior. So I think he has his little favorite color palette, if you will. We then have a custom metallic, which let's see. We can walk around. As you can see, not actual flake, just kind of stretched out, but it does kind of give that metallic effect on that. You have a custom color, of course, which is just your single color. And then you have a, oh boy, hold on. And then you have a two-tone, which I know there's 4 selectable colors, but as you can see, there's, oh, never mind. Stand corrected. There it is. I didn't see it before when I was testing. I don't know where the hot pink is showing up, if anywhere. So you do get 3 out of the 4 colors. So you can, do some like this, the whole sides, and then the main chassis as well. And these are all the same paint options for the regular lowboy as well. For accessories, there's really not many options, but there's a lot of options, and that's because on them you get a option for your light nodes. And as you can see, again, I don't have any light packs in. I'm sure it'll work with Kishadowalker's light pack. I don't know whose else it will work with, but you can see that you can light this thing up. I mean, you could probably drop a good amount of frames if you really want to with this setup. And it's not just on the Jeep. You could do it on every single trailer. So you could have this completely lit up, an insane amount. Back here on the Jeep, you have mud flap options. 4 of them. I'll show you on the back trailer so you can see them better. On the front, you could put, or on the front pedestal trailer, you could put warning flags. And there are no mud flaps, even on the regular lowboy configuration. I'm sure that'll be fixed. I've been seeing a lot of fixes come out for this trailer, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to review, is because I actually saw it was getting some attention. And on that note, they've been coming out pretty frequently, so I'll probably like bundle them up before I do a follow-up Friday with fixes and whatnot. And then on the rearmost trailer, you get warning flags. You get your 4 different flaps. We have black Kalyn Siebert, plain black, and then white with the same options. You then get a license plate, all 50 states, including Hawaii, and you even get Guam if you're from there. And something cool about these plates, just like the 352, is you can make them completely customizable. A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3 in 3 different colors. Blue, and then you even got little state emblems for every state. So you can put that like in the middle and it'll look good. Along with that, you get some strobe light options. You have regular beacons, you have lifted beacons, and then you have the low pro strobes. Your rear banner, you have the Canadian over dimension, long load hardboard in black and white. You have it on a soft banner, and then the same thing for oversized load and wide load. I'm pretty sure if you do the tall beacons, yep, it'll just attach in there. This trailer does use all SCS wheels, so it does not come with its own wheels. And that's honestly it for accessories. And it's the same as the standard looking lowboy. Nothing changes. You have the same options on the back. This one's missing flaps. And all those light slots. The only difference is obviously it'd be a different shape. It follows the trailer. And you do have 3 light slots, or I'm sorry, 6 on the back, where you can put strobes, reverse lights, whatever you got going, so long as it works. Again, I don't test that. I do apologize. So, without further ado, let's do the up close and personal. So here we are outside for our up close and personal. As you can see with this chassis, our air hoses are stretched out. Starting up front, got our hookups, even got rollers, since I'm pretty sure no legs. So typically you'd have a truck that's got ramps, so you can just back up under it and it forces its way on. Got our fifth wheel of the truck sticking through. Not the biggest fan of that. Got our airlines running back through the frame rails. Got some dunnage up here. Good DOT tape. Kalyn Siebert. Or Siebert? I'd assume it's Siebert. And then let's see what we got here. So we got our hoses. They are clipping through the steel, unfortunately. And our bouncing. For our Jeep, got our hoses. They do run through. Nice. And do they run through on the bottom? No, they don't. Again, not a big deal. No one's under there. We have our pressure gauge and a single lever up down. Our little Honda pony motor. You got a little battery there. Hydraulic pump, hydraulic reservoir, filter. Nice, nice, nice. We have a control box here, I'd assume. Start it up. And I'm pretty sure... Let's see if this fifth wheel sticks through. No, it does not. That's good. I'm pretty sure this is on a piston. It may not be modeled in, but... being one lever, I'm pretty sure it's to raise and lower that pedestal. We got this crazy long neck. I mean, that is insanely long. We have, let's see how our undercarriage is. We got airbags, brake chambers, slack adjusters, shock absorbers, air tanks, air lines, all that good stuff. Looks pretty good there, I'd say. We also got our first pedestal here, which is the interesting thing, I would say. Because you would think that you'd want this pedestal to lift, not the fifth wheel to raise the neck. Because the back would still stay low. I don't know. I don't think I've seen one of these in real life, so I'm not too sure. We got our airlines and stuff cutting through the back. Oh no, probably not, because it's the same as the front. I don't know what's going on there. And then let's see back here. Got all of our taillights. I guess we could do a look at lighting too, since there are just some lights that come with it. As you may notice, we don't have airlines running to the back part of this trailer. I would assume it's because when the load's on, the airlines will be tied to the load, since it'll be, 20 plus feet behind this trailer. But it would be nice that if in this configuration there were airlines just, you know, kind of tied in. We have 3 axles up here, all modeled in, of course. Is that on a bracket or is that floating? I think this... No, it's on a bracket. So the air tank. We have our rear pedestal, which looks like it's all welded down. And then we have another pony motor back here with a nice looking gas tank. But I don't really know what that would be for, because these aren't steerable axles. They look, yeah, those are solid mounted axles, and that doesn't look like it has hydraulics in it. So I don't know. If you guys know, let me know, because I am not sure. The shadow is also very dark under there. And up here. Yeah, the shadowing is a little bit interesting on this. And as you can see, we're pretty maxed out on length here. So I'm going to move really quick and show you how this trailer kind of operates. Okay, so I pulled it just in front so we have a bit more space to work with. And if we go to hit F7 to get into this menu, hit enter. Sorry, I'm used to using my mouse. And we hit 4, we could adjust trailer. And this is where I was telling you, you could go to loaded trailer, which separates it. We'll hit confirm. And boom, it separates this trailer. And I think it's still connected. It should trail with you. Yep. So it will move with you, which obviously is completely whack if you don't have a load on it. But you need to separate the trailer before you get a load. You cannot adjust it after you get loaded. I did test it. And you can get loaded with the trailer still connected. And what will happen is the front of the load will be in the middle of that gooseneck for the main trailer. So it'll look completely bogus. It won't look good at all. You'll be like, what the heck? So just note, before you get loaded, hit F7 and separate the trailer. We'll do a quick up close and personal of the actual lowboy, and then we'll look at some loads. I'll show you the loads and then maybe do a look at lighting. So everything is the same from the Jeep. The only difference is this middle lowboy itself, which we got, looks like decent wood textures here. I think our shadowing is good. Almost. Only the front cross member looks like it has shadows on it, or the second from front rather. So those need some shadows added to them. We got the colorable chassis back here. Again, all your airlines. And undercarriage looks good. And then here we have an air connection because the Stinger is planned on being attached the whole time. We got 2 pistons here, which that makes sense to have the pony motor to kind of turn the Stinger. I do think though that this is just reused for the other split trailer, so it probably would be a bit more clean to have all that removed if you have the split trailer configuration. So that's probably my only gripe besides these flaps missing and a little bit of issues with the shadows. But aside from that, I think it's a pretty good trailer. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Again, like, subscribe if I'm doing what you want to see. If you're liking what you're seeing. And if I'm not doing what you want to see, then let me know in the comments what you do want to see. And I got you. I got you. Let me know. And for those asking for Panga's trailers, I would like to let you know I tried to get them. I'm having issues actually purchasing them. Hopefully it could get resolved. But until then, I mean, my hands are tied. There's nothing I can really do about it, unfortunately. So let's look at some of the loads. Just like most trailers, there are no freight market options. So if you want to use it, you got to buy it. Here for the regular lowboy, we got 160,937 pound load being the heaviest, which is a Liebherr 776 dozer. We also got a Cat D10 without a blade, the infamous Big Bud tractor, and again, no money or experience mods, so this trailer pays well. Obviously, you're hauling some serious weight. We got the Komatsu D355C. Let's see. Volvo L350H loader. We got the Volvo EC750 RH Traco excavator without the boom. Cat D11T, no blade. Liebherr 9150, no boom. Liebherr LTR 1220 crawler crane, I believe is what that is. Kind of hard to see. We got a Grove all-terrain crane. Liebherr crane body. Two types of them. Or this is the base. This is the actual upper assembly. Gotcha. We got the Komatsu PC450. So the lightest load here is going to be a M4A2 Sherman coming in at 73,000 pounds. So as you can see, compared to other trailers, this is definitely on the upper end of it, with the lightest load being, almost the legal weight for most trailers. Got a M1098 Paladin. So not a crazy ton of loads, but if you want to haul heavy, this is it. I'm going to swap trailers and show you some of the loads for that one. So obviously, without it being a classic lowboy, it is meant to haul some absurd loads, and you can see that here with the highest load being 276,691 pounds. It is a railway girder, so when they're building the railway bridges, this is what they use. I mean, that is an absurd amount of weight. We got some, I've seen pipes in here. We got, so huge I-beams, T-beams, there we go, huge rusted tubes or pipes. Fractionator, don't know what that is, I'd assume it's part of a refinery. Depentonizer, again, don't know what that is. We got logs, which I don't know that I believe they use this trailer for. Pressure vessel, giant tube. We got some double T girders, a box girder for bridges, some wind blades for the wind turbines, crane support, super light, but it is a bigger load. Which, I mean, this one's even worse. It comes in at 12,000 pounds. Like, that is a feather for this trailer. But again, like I said, these loads are available with or without the Jeep. So if you want to save money and not put the Jeep on the trailer, you can still haul this heavy stuff. So I'm going to throw some of these loads on so you can see them on the trailer in person. And then we'll do a quick look at lighting, and that'll be a wrap. Okay, so word to the wise. Do not spawn in your garage with the trailer in the loaded position where it is split. Your truck will dive into the ground and continuously brake until it is 100% damage. So, just quick note on that. So I figured I would show you guys that it can be kind of a pain to get in some of these jobs. And it may be helpful for you to have dev mode enabled so you can... So you could have dev mode enabled so you could fast travel. Because I'm sure that... I'm sure there'll be some spots that you may not even be able to get into. I am running the split trailer with the Jeep. And as you can see by the rough movements, I am on keyboard because I don't care to hook my wheel up for this. And don't forget, before you load, make sure to split that trailer. So I'm gonna load this up and we'll see what it looks like. Alrighty, so something else I learned that I will tell you so you don't have to make the same mistake and waste money canceling a load. You can't adjust your trailer once you accept a load, so make sure to split your trailer right before you accept your load. And now that it is split, I think we'll have an even harder time getting into this spot. So probably definitely going to need dev mode enabled on your game so you could get into these spots. But we shall see. Yes, we're catching on that mound. So I'd say to safely run this trailer, you need to have dev mode enabled. There are a ton of YouTube videos online on how to get it enabled. It's very, very easy. And then to use your camera, you hit 0, not on the numpad, just 0. And then you use 8, 4, 5, and 6 on your numpad to move around, and then Control F9 to spawn wherever you are. And here we are all loaded up. And that thing looks massive. It also looks over 13'6". So, definitely plan your routes out. Make sure you go the right way. But let's see how this thing looks. That is impressive. Big beam. 4 binders on the front. And now you can see that the trailers are connected by the load. You can see what I meant by that. I would assume that this doesn't have collisions since ATS doesn't have loads this large. But if you don't want to clip it through bridges, up and over is a good rule of thumb. But yeah, I probably would not have made that in without dev mode, so you will definitely need that. Just saying. And I'm hoping we could get out of here. I just kind of want to test it. Just because, you know, no trailers are this big in game, so I think it's kind of important to see how capable you are of actually using it. Because it's all cool to pull big loads, but it's a lot less cool if you can't really do it in a realistic manner. If that's how you like to play. Which looks like no problem getting out of here. And we'll make a hard corner to see exactly how it turns. So as you can see, there is a gap there. And that whole steel structure pivots. And back here, I stand corrected. So, even though these are modeled as straight axles, they do turn and steer. That is pretty cool. I just didn't think so due to the fact that it is, you know, not modeled that way. Which is not a big deal at all. So, in theory, they steer based on where that front trailer is. So that's pretty cool. And that will definitely help you navigate tighter areas. So this is definitely one of the bigger loads, although I'd say the loads for this setup aren't as interesting. Obviously, they're just, you know, big single structures. So we'll check out some of the loads on the regular lowboy and do a short look at lighting, and that'll be a wrap. Here we have the big dog of loads for this trailer. This is the heaviest thing you can get on this deck. The Liebherr 776 dozer. Got the blade chalked on the dunnage there. Still leaves it in the neck, doesn't take it out. Looks like a decent model. Interior. Yeah, we got joysticks. Glass is reflecting like glass. That's a plus. Got the ripper turned upside down for transport. Got our flags on the side. Binder with no handle. Sweet. And only 4 chain down points. And that clips through the track. I would like to see a bit more as far as chaining down. I mean, this is a... How much was it? 161,000 pounds. I mean, that's a lot of weight for 4 chains, so it would be a bit better to see some more chains on it, I think. But it looks good. Looks good. I'll throw one more load on, take a look at it, and we'll finish up with this segment. So I threw on the EC750E Volvo. Figured it'd be good to see a excavator on here. Got more chain downs. Not the best placement, which isn't too big of a deal, I suppose. Interior. Joysticks. Nice. Got double chain downs in the back. Still feel like a couple more chains would be good on this thing, but you let me know what you guys think. I mean, that looks good on there. As you can see, our strobe lights do work. I would expect that. I'm pretty sure those are just SCS strobes. We have our hazard lights. We got flares on them. That's always good to see. Even got flares coming off of the Jeep. Yes, nice. Even reflects on the trailer. Good to see. We got brake lights as well. Yes, with the flares. Very nice. Again, simple things, but as you guys may have seen in previous videos, sometimes it's just not there. The flares are there. It's good. Should have our lefts and our rights. Yep. And then brake lights, of course. And then our running lights, which got flares on the sides. Brighter there. There is a garage light there. I apologize. I didn't really care to move it, but you can see that it is shining properly. In the middle, there is a bit of red hue there, so that's working. I think there's some orange lights up here. Yep, those are working. Not absurdly bright. And these are probably too high up to reflect off of anything, which is fine. And as you guys saw, with all the light slots, you could have this thing lit up way more than it is. This is bone stock, bare bones. But we're going to end the video right here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope it's something you were wanting to see, maybe. If not, please let me know what you do want to see. I'm open to suggestions as always, so long as I can make it happen. Y'all have a great week. Make sure to keep those wheels turning.